Ladies and gentlemen, look, this is Eddie Marcus again. I got a little bit more time and I want to share something with you. And it's about heaven. It's about love. It's about hell and the difference. We've all been exposed to crazy stuff. And we really don't know too much about anything that we didn't touch or identify with the senses that we have within these bodies. Most of this other stuff is hearsay, stuff you read or saw, and we don't know if it is true or not. It could have been a movie. One of these things that they're making now, I think when Prince died and some other guys, I can't think of the terminology right now, they were putting it up in the sky. You look up there, you can see Prince up there in the sky dancing. You know what I'm talking about. I forgot the word. And you just don't know. Now you got AIs, and they're trying to duplicate everything that human beings have ever done. So you talk about truth. You talk about life, and you don't know where it is. You see, the thing of it is this: we had life in the beginning, but ever since the beginning, something has been designed and working graciously, trying to deny life, trying to take away what life really is and replace it with all kinds of bull. You know, you see this human being right here sitting before you, talking to you right now. You see this human being sitting there listening to this human being right now. This is something that's real, my friends. All real. But times are changing where you could sit here, I can sit here, you think it's me, and it's not me. It's an AI, artificial intelligence. And you on the other side might be artificial intelligence receiving it, or just real true, supposedly true intelligence being educated by artificial intelligence. And you're just happening. But is this the purpose that life was designed for? I don't know. Wherever life takes you tells you what life was designed for. My thing of it is this. When I think about my lifetime, and I'm an old guy, you can see, I'm kind of old here today, and look at every bit of it. I ain't complaining. I'm just telling you like it is. That you, not like at this time, at this point in my life, I'm not like a driver in a car trying to test out the fishtails of what I can spin on ice or what I can spin on gravel. I don't want to even go out there and get to the point where I'm afraid to drive. No, I still want to ride between these lanes and be able to articulate it in such a way or experience it in such a way that it can reflect on what is really happening so that you, the people who are seriously looking for something, will get it. But I've also learned, ladies and gentlemen, that people who are serious, they don't have to try. It happens. If you're seriously living it, you don't have to try. It's happening. If you're seriously wearing it, eating it, you don't have to try. It's happening. So real is real. All is junk is the junk. But here's one thing that is required, and it's absolutely required, and that is this. People say they want to go to heaven, and when they speak of heaven, just to put it in a mild way where we can all kind of identify with what we're talking about some place that we can be happy being there, satisfied being there. We don't have to suffer for anything. We have our needs, our wants, and our desires met at our leisure. We have no reason to be cruel. No, we are living. We are alive. When I say alive, what are we doing? We are doing what gives us our greatest joy. We're participating in life, and that participation makes life better and better for everybody else. So everybody is benefiting from the works of everybody else doing that which gives them their greatest joy. This is what I see as heavenly. And this is what I see people talking about heaven about. Now, I have heard people say that was happening in another place they call heaven by name. And some crooked demon or angel or whatever they want to give that power to came and corrupted. And I don't know. I heard that. Is it true? I don't know. I heard that. But does stuff like that happen here on earth? Of course it does. So what is the challenge? The challenge is to call out that which is real. That which is real. See, right now you got people that I just explained talking about heaven in it. You got people all over the country. Don't let me take you to the other countries because I don't know. But in this country, you got religious faiths at every denominational level, in every different group, you got all these kinds of things all talking about the same God, talking about the same heaven and all that kind of stuff. But the only thing we experience every day is pure D hell. You say, well, there are people doing good things. Yes, good things, and those good things do represent heavenliness. But it doesn't mean that you're heavenly. No, it means that you had an accident, so to speak. Because what's real is real. What's real is that today and is that tomorrow. It and look, it's solid based upon your connection to it, not what somebody else is saying about it, and the outcome, the effect of it. My. Sunday, I believe that was yesterday. They used to say it was the most segregated and ugliest day of the year, just for black people and white people in America. It didn't change. And the people still thought they were living in the greatest country on the face of the earth. They were living straight in one of the rooms of hell, as far as I see. You know, to me, the whole earth could be heaven. It was designed to be that way. But if it is heaven, you'll know it. Why? Because the same thing that was happening, people happy everywhere, people doing this, that would be heaven. Now, I know certain thing about some people experiencing that and the rest of them aren't. No, that is hypocrisy. Those are people pretending. See, if they were real, there's no way they would allow any brother, sister, human being, a fellow human being to go through this earth not having access to those things that give them the same kind of life that they themselves have. No, my friends, that's a BS game that's being played. And all we've ever had in our lifetime is BS. But the challenge has always been given to us to stop BSing, to be real. To be real. Treat your brother like you want to be treated. Love your brother like you want. And what that basically means? That means be God to one another. And no man should have in heaven a reason to lie, cheat, steal, kill, terrorize, hate, bigotry, racism. None of that stuff happens. But when it's happening, wherever it is happening, that whole space is hell. It didn't say, well, we got people here passing out soup lines and giving out some sandwiches and giving people something to sleep. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. But that ain't getting you nowhere. No, why? You're a crook. You're a lying hypocrite. Why? Because if you can put up with somebody that's going through these kinds of changes, for what reasons? Because you're ignorant or you're fearful. And that is not that does not represent God. So you still got that stuff on you. Maybe you're growing, but you got to keep it up, baby. And until you can keep it up to the point that you're ready to do the most, what is it? No man what can do what? You know what I'm talking about. And until you can move to that point, you just a student. Nothing wrong with that. The hope is that you grow up, graduate. So I just was thinking that woo-wee. Now just think about 8 billion people on earth. And this is just what I share with you, and that's my perspective. And there could be 7 billion others, maybe touching to that a little bit and going a little straight and all that kind of stuff. And that's what we're designed with every day. But what is required of the truth is that it is made known by its representation. It is made known by its representation. What does that mean? Well, if you can't stand against the world, yes you can. What you're trying to do though is play games. And the message is that you can't play games with this. You have to be real. People talking about when Jesus come back. What would Jesus come back for? Now with all of, I don't know if it's true now. I'm just telling you the story. If at all of that Jesus made it as plain as daylight, and I'm telling you, sometimes when we read the way they put it together, it looks plain as daylight. But if it didn't happen then, when Jesus was here, why would Jesus come back? I mean, your folks didn't give a stank to Jesus. What makes you give a stank to Jesus? And they probably were better prepared then than we are now. So why would Jesus come back? Jesus will come back when you become Jesus. When you look down and say, wow, man, that's heaven. That's heaven on earth. And then Jesus is back. But until that's happening, no, these games we're playing. It's nothing but games. It's not with the Methodist Baptist. It's not with the Protestants. It's not with the Catholics and others. It's all game. All game. All game. All game. Look here. I saw a man one time, one of the most representatives of evil that I've understood in my lifetime, take a book called the Bible and wanted to add some state documents to it. And so the rest of the future of the world can look at that and say, and associate this with God. And by the most evil man. You see how that stuff happens? But the only thing we're concerned about, getting money. And you know, we understand why we want money, because they have it set up so you can't eat. Can't do nothing if you ain't got no money. And you ain't gonna get no money unless you get it from them. And if you're getting it from them, they've already given some thought to what needs to be done and what will be available to be done so you can get that money. And it's not leading you toward loving one another. It's not leading you toward God. It's just making you more, and giving you an opportunity, young people, an opportunity to go out there and see if they can, you know, scratch off in that gravel or slide in that snow, and get old folks scared and don't get them out of the cars, have them stopping in the middle of the highway. But the truth is still there. But here's one thing. With the truth, there's going to come a price. Because if you're not willing to pay the price for truth, you are willing to become as evil as any evil. Because that which will allow you to continue to exist on this earth will require that you become as evil as any evil. And if you're not willing to stand up and give life to life, baby, you're just somebody hanging in the dark playing games. What am I saying? Loving the way love operates. There's no greater love than that a man, woman, child, human being give their life. This life and what I'm doing right now, give it up because of the message that is being generated. You might not ever get the message, but it's the message that's being generated through the individual. Until you're willing to do that, who are you? What's your ID? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I want to stop about here, because probably from now on I'll be taking a moment or something daily or a few times a week to speak to you for about 3 or 4 minutes, if I can have being led with some new information to share with you, that if it helps me, then I'm hoping that it'll help you. Other than that, I'll probably just take a break for a while. But tomorrow is New Year's. Yeah, tomorrow is the new year. Wow. Now, when I say wow, am I the old man between the two lines? Am I the old man that stopped in the middle of the highway?